Hi everyone. Today I want to show you something different. Most people learn business analysis through theory. So they learn SDLC, Agile, user stories, Jira, testing, right? But when they go to interviews, they don't have a real project to explain. Okay, so they cannot explain how software actually works. So in order to understand what uh, what a business analyst do, so you need to actually play around with the actual software, right? Then only you can explain in and out. You can share your story. What experience did you have while you are working on the project, right? So this video specifically for someone new grads, or like if someone new to the business analysis, you didn't work any project prior in production, right? So how um, so if you are production, if you have experience and real projects, so please free to skip this video, because this experience is for new BA who wants to be a business analyst, right? Because you haven't worked any new projects, so how to handle this problem, so how you can confidently share your story during an interview, how confidently how you can sound like a actual BA in your resume, right? And on your LinkedIn page. So let's take a look, okay? And today we are going to do something real. We'll take a real business analyst job posting, and then we will reverse engineer it. So this method is working for many students, so that's why I thought maybe I'll share it with you also. I call it REB method. So REB for reverse engineering business analysis. So what does it reverse engineering? So we will start with the job posting, and we will identify the real software hidden behind the job posting, and we will simulate, we'll create the persona, like what this company is looking for. So you can do it. I'm going to show you one example today. So you are going to do any job posting by yourself, okay? Instead of you apply thousands of resumes and you are not getting result, you can use my REB method, and you can identify your real job profile persona, and you can practice on it. And I will show you how you can gain actual experience without anyone support, without any production project, and how you can confidently add into your resume and LinkedIn page, and how you can share your story during the interview process. Okay. So first thing we have to, so when we create any applications, right? Like first we need to identify what the job posting is showing us, right? So what is the job description? So understand the real software, then we have to think like a business analyst, right? So I'll go to the next page to show you this one. Just give me a second. So you can see, let's start with our method. So here we have a job posting, and we are going to identify the software system. Then we are going to simulate this role. Okay, so that's our plan, which is the REB method. Okay, if you Google it, or if you go to any your favorite um, job job uh, job search engine, you can find plenty of or many jobs related capital market. Okay, so this is very you can find many jobs capital market BA on the Google, or like Indeed or LinkedIn, anywhere, whatever your job search engine. Okay, so this is one. So I just only summarize what the company is looking for. So you can see some other description related to company introduction, what is the role is going to do, salary compensation, and other requirements are there. But where do they mention about the application, right? So they don't provide much information about the application. So for example, if you see, you can see something portfolio management, trading systems, reporting dashboards. So these kind of keyword, if you see, you can identify the application using this keyword. So these are generic requirements, stakeholder management, query languages, SQL, NAO, NoSQL databases. This is a methodology, how your project management work, and the testing side. Okay, so these first three bullet point is important to identify the real application behind this job posting. Okay. So now let's identify the system. Okay, so from this job posting, how do you identify the system? So this is what we are planning. We read the job posting. Now how to identify the application, right? So what I do, first I will identify what functionality, what features are there, right? Um, like example, what screens exist. So technically what I'm looking here, who does what? So this company, when they post this job advertisement, and what this company is doing, maybe a financial institute or maybe a bank, right? Who their customer, who is their user of this application. They're planning to hire a business analyst. So that's a who covers. So this case is they're telling trading system, capital market. Obviously, this is a user who buys or sell uh, shares, right? So that we know now we identify the user. Now, does what this user can do, right? Um, in a trading application, what user can do? Either user buying a share or selling a share, and after they buy, and they manage where they track their portfolio, right? How many shares I have, is it growing, am I losing money, right? So that's the tracking in the portfolio management. These are the three axes, right? So now I kind of have a idea, right? So here I identified this investment platform, right? So I identified the system, what the system do, who is the user, investors, or advisor or risk team, whoever those using this application, and what they're doing, they are selling or buying, or they're tracking the portfolio, and also they are generating report. So did you understand? So you can do it yourself also. If you want to try it, pause the video. You can search any job application, whatever you prefer job application, even capital market job also. See if you do see something trading related, this kind of keyword. And one question, who does what? So who part will cover which users are going to use, which users are using this application, investors, which is the customers, advisors who use the internal employees, bank employee or the financial institute employee, and their internal team, risk team, so operation teams. Okay. So features, we have dashboard, trading reports, portfolio tracking. Okay. So now we kind of have an idea how our application look like. So next step, what I do, I try to list down all the buttons. So maybe you can write if you are first time doing this one. So that's why I put very simple buttons. You understand buttons, right? What is a button in a software application? Fields, you understand fields, right? So maybe if you're advanced BA, you will list this one, features and functionalities, right? But it's okay. Nothing wrong here, buttons and fields. So what this button has to do, you can list down. So first say we want to buy stock, right? Because trading platform, and we want to sell stock, and we want to generate report, and we want to see the portfolio, right? I can show you the application, what I'm talking about, mock application, which I created here. You can see here, um, buy stock, sell stock, generate, and view transaction. You can submit a trade here, and status is there. Okay, so we'll come back to the application later on after we understand this one. So this is when you are reading your job application, like it's very hard to imagine immediately unless if you are experienced BA what this application is doing. So it's okay. You can maybe draw on a paper, or you can somehow the more you read, the more you will try to figure it out how the applications use. Like you can create a prototype in your mind, or like create a prototype, or like a skeleton on a paper, or like Excel or Word, some kind of drawing. Read it again and again, as Google it, ask AI or use AI tools, and see, can you give me a architectural design or data flow diagram, or like how this application looks like, for something like that. You have many free tools. You can use whatever tool like it, right? Try to understand how this behind the scene, how this application look like. Okay. So we did the reverse engineering. We asked questions. So I will ask one question, who does what? I'll identify the users. I will identify what this user is doing. So here I have buttons: buy stock, sell stock, generate report, view portfolio, and fields also, like a stock symbol, quantity here. The fields I'm talking about, you see, these are the fields, right? Like it's showing Apple, or like whatever the stock name is, and quantity, price. These are the fields I'm referring here. Okay. Once you do this analysis, now you know the users, and you know what the button functionality, what fields are existing. Can you draw a diagram? So you don't need to create UML diagram, wireframe diagram, or anything. Like simple data flow diagram or business process flow. Very simple high level diagram you can create. If you can create wireframe or UML, that would be good, but it's not mandatory. Okay, so you can draw a flow diagram. So our user come to the platform, and they see the front end dashboard here. You can, when they log in, after they log in, okay, they see this page, like their dashboard, what is available, how many stocks are there, and total portfolio value, and holdings, and risk, and everything other features they can see. Okay, that's all. So behind the scene, again, this data is saved in a database, right? So who is carrying this data? Like if you follow our previous videos, data sent or view facilitated by APIs, right? So the API layer. Okay. So this the business logic in between it's sitting. All the decisions are here. And next one, the database layer, and this the portfolio, right? So here we have a simple instruction. When user clicks buy stock, multiple system work together. This is what business analysts understand, right? So they won't ask you question. Yes, they will ask related question. Business analysis theory, like a gap analysis. How do you do? How do you the business process? Those are basic, right? Like it's learnable. If you spend 1 hour, 2 hour, you can learn. But how do you apply those knowledge to a real project without a project, right? So this is how. So I would, if I were you, I will not learn the theory. First, I will go and learn the application. Then I will learn the theory. Then I will try to map the theory. I will try to connect the theory to the application, right? So that way you will remember. You sounds like a practical BA, not a theory person. You can handle any interviews, like even if you handle first interview, there is high chance you will pass the interview if you understand the application very well. Okay. So now my method is, now I understand the application architecture. I understand the system diagram. Now I will I will think in mind how I test this application. So if you can ask me, Jay, I'm not a technical person. Like, how do I, even though I figure it out, like, how can I test this one, right? Like, how to validate this one? Yeah. So there are many application exist in production, right? Well, simple, any, I don't know, like there are, if you log into your bank page, you can through your bank also, you can invest. It doesn't cost like instead of you wasting a lot of money learning and time, like just spend $1 or $2, just go to your checking account and open a trading account with your bank and just move money like at $10 or $1, $2 and see how the registration process work, how to buy shares, right? So those are your testing, that those activities, those action become your testing application. So think how can I write a test cases before you do that testing scenario? Buy stock, right? Can't you buy a stock, right? Like this can be done online, like half an hour. Sometime you have to verify until your account open. So let's say you open today and your account open to next day, and you can start play around, right? You don't need to spend like thousands of dollars, like maybe $1 or like whatever currency, which country, whatever you are in, like a minimum currency. You can practice this one in a live application, right? Buy stock, sell stock. Like you can buy that one and you can sell that one just for the practice, right? So can you write test cases for this one, right? What when you buy a stock, what is the expected result? Right? Test case, write the test case, what you are trying to do. One simple line. If you don't know how to write test cases, that's okay. You can write, if you understood, that's more than in buy stock, right? Happy path, right? You click the button, buy stock. Um, and here you, I don't know, you don't need to type any symbol. Automatically there will be a drop down. You can go to Yahoo Finance or any other trading free app. You can see what other symbols are there and submit the quantity and price will be shown automatically. There are some other features will be there. Definitely this is very straightforward, and submit the trade or buy something there on that button, right? So that's the first activity. Like when the quantity error like exception, this is the happy path. Successfully, it's allowing to buy. Next one, if the quantity is empty here, right? Like you're not able to enter or it's empty. Let's say you type this one and you put the price. Um, Maybe when you select this one and the price will show automatically, but the quantity is not showing, right? So this is a mandatory field. When you click submit trade, it should throw error, right? That's what these are, right? Next one, negative quantity, right? Let's say you are entering minus 100, right? This should reject, right? So that's what one test case is, negative quantity. Invalid symbol validation error. So you try to enter Apple, right? There's no stock called Apple, right? So it's AAPL. So those are like you could think about, right? Like test cases, and it should give a validation error. Validation error means it's already in the coded. If the user is not entering the wrong code, whatever it's not listed here, system will tell this code is not recognized, whatever the error message. So that's what it's saying, the validation. Happy path and the exception handling, which is the error path. You have to write test cases. So testing helps reveal missing requirement. So good tester understands system deeply. If you want to be a business analyst, I would recommend you to start testing or writing test cases. Start validate the application, right? This is the second reverse analysis method, right? First, you identify the what is the application looks like, features and functionalities, diagram, start testing. But before testing, write the test cases and what is the expected result here. Now you have a clear understanding of that job application, what is required here, right? So next step, the main responsibility of BA day to day, either writing a BRD or documenting the requirements, right? So agile BAs, they can start with the user story. If you don't know how to write BRD, that's okay. Start with a small step like writing a user story. So how do you identify what I should write in a user story, like how do I break down the user story? Yeah. So you can go to the functionality features, which these buttons, right? Like you have listed here. Your same test cases, you can convert into user story also. Or otherwise, you can have here buy is one user story, sell is one user story, generate one, view portfolio, and this can be one user story, right? So I would recommend you to convert these test scenarios. Like you don't need to write two user story for this one. Maybe if it is really big, you can split into part one, part two for the success one and exception handling. But usually we can keep it in one user story. So let's take one example here. This buy scenario. So as a user, as an investor, I want to buy stock so that I can grow my portfolio. So what we are telling, exception mandatory stock symbol is required here, right? You see, mandatory field and quantity is required. Trade and save portfolio should have. So you can write simply, validate that user should be able to buy stock when click submit trade button or something like that, right? Okay. So now how you can update your resume. This is a very simple exercise, right? Like you can list many sample projects in your resume or in your on your LinkedIn page. So how do you write this one in your resume? So I'll give a few minutes uh, to write this one and we'll come back and see. Okay. So in your resume, you can write in the project section, capital market, portfolio management platform or whatever. Okay. And description, you can write worked on a simulated investment platform supporting portfolio management, trade workflows, reporting dashboard, API integration, testing scenarios, user story creation, right? What are the responsibilities you have done? Gather business requirements, created user story, design test cases, documented workflows, participated in agile ceremonies, work with front end, back end, and rest, right? So one simple job posting, you can list everything. I think after they look at your resume, I don't think so. No one will deny. Definitely, you will get a call. Okay. And tool, you can list other tools, whatever it's listed in the when you are familiar, when you have experience, you can write SQL, whatever the APIs, Postman or databases, what you have worked on. Okay. So next section is importantly, you need to update your LinkedIn page also this experience, right? Um, in the LinkedIn project experience section, you can write a capital market business analyst simulation project, worked on a portfolio management part simulation involving, right? So you can list the same thing like investment portfolio workflows, trade life cycle analysis, user story documentation, API validation, testing scenarios, stakeholder requirement mapping, right? Build understanding of capital market system, trade processing, database relationship, application architecture. These things you can list. Okay. Um, I hope this is helpful to you. So now let's take some questions related to this particular project. Okay. Uh, these are HR questions, so you can expect this question in any interviews. Tell me about yourself. So you can share your experience in different way, but I'm just specifically focusing on this project. Like if you are a new student, new grad, or like you are switching back careers, you don't have anything to share it. So how you can share this job posting behind this in this application, how you can show this one answer to this question, okay? I worked on a simulated capital market platform where I analyzed workflows and trade systems, right? So with your experience, with your introduction, like I'm a new grad or whatever, 1 year experience, with that, you can just include it. You can include this one, okay? Worked on a simulated capital market platform where I analyze portfolio and workflows and trade systems. Why business analyst, right? This question can be, why do you? So I enjoy understanding how business problem translate into software systems. Right? Tell me about your project. Portfolio management application for investors, right? You can explain this project very detailed where who does what. This question you have to, our end users are investors, customers, and our back office agents like banking, banking, uh, sorry, the operation managers or risk team or like here I listed, sorry, I forget here who can be your so users are advisors. This is what I was looking. Investors, the user, actual customer buying, advisors, brokers. These are the people helping facilitate your trading. Okay. Okay. So the next question, what challenges did you face? Right. Um, oh, like why should we hire? Right. Oh, okay. Why should we hire you? You can tell I understand system behind the theory and you can give some example, right? What challenges did you face? You can take one example and you can explain um, what challenges you face, right? So maybe they can ask, um, how do you get the requirements, right? Thorough stakeholder understanding and system analysis, something you can come up, okay? So now let's talk about some technical questions, right? Like what happens when user click buy stock, right? So you can say UI, user interface, API, backend database, portfolio, and update, right? So you are talking about your flow here, okay? Second one, they are actually testing whether you know or not. That's the question here, okay? What tables would exist, right? Like they're asking if you know database table, right? So you mentioned SQL about this one. So let's go to our application here. So definitely we need a user table, right? Like who are our customers, and we need a table to store the portfolio, right? This portfolio should be stored and trade as like trades, right? Like what type of trades happening and holdings. Um, so that's why like um, you can, before you answer, make sure you practice this one. So otherwise, don't include in your resume. Okay. Um, Next question, we can, what APIs exist, right? So I covered related API in a different video, but I will just quickly explain like create trade API, get portfolio, and get user, right? Like it's a post method or get method. Um, what is required here, okay? So you can share your experience related to API. Next one, what validations exist, right? If quantity is greater than zero, stock exists, user authenticated, right? Like a different, um, we are not allowing to show the dashboard if the user is not authenticated, right? That's one. Stock, we want to validate whether stock is exist or not. If the quantity entered, if it is a negative number, these all are the validations, right? How does BA help developers, right? So by clarifying business requirements and expected system behavior. All right. Okay. So now you understand something powerful. So you did not learn theory. So you reverse engineered real job. So this is the REB method I want to share you. Let me go here so that you can see the system again. Close this one. So here REB method, job posting, software system, and role simulation. Okay. So if you want more videos like this, subscribe because then next we will build the actual application live. Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.